Hi guys, this is Krish the Urban Naxal, and I want to talk about criminalization and normalization in the real estate industry. So, what is criminalization? Criminalization is making something into a crime when it is not a crime. What is normalization? When something is a crime, it's a criminal offense. You do it so many times, you do it so often, and you do it so ordinarily that it starts looking like a normal thing to do. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about 2 or 3 different aspects of real estate industry. Some things are normalized which should actually be considered a crime, or in any case at least something that should be considered abnormal. Let me explain what I mean by what is abnormal in the real estate industry. When a builder entity is trying to sell you a flat, they are going to act as if you are the most important person on earth. People who deal with the sales team of a builder have this experience of feeling like the center of attention, and they are so welcome and they are so wanted that they start feeling flattered, and it's a very positive experience for them to go to a sales office and to swipe their token and to choose a flat. It's turned into a very positive experience. But as soon as they have selected a flat, as soon as they have swiped their token, as soon as they have committed to a purchase decision, they enter into a different phase of their relationship with the builder. That is, from sales, they are passed on to customer relationship management, CRM. Now, CRM has some other names, but I'm going to stick with CRM, customer relationship management. Now, what is customer relationship management? Once you have become a customer of a builder, then they say, okay, we are going to have a special team to manage that relationship. Does it sound good? Yes, it sounds great. Sounds fantastic. Is it good? No, it's not. What are the common experiences of people with customer relationship management team? The common experience is you will contact the customer relationship management guys if you have a problem. What do? They neglect your problem. They put you into a loop, an endless loop. You are writing an email, nothing happens. They will call you for a meeting, they won't resolve your problem. They keep trying to convince you that your problem is not a problem. They keep trying to convince you that you are the crazy one, that they are the sane ones. They keep trying to convince you that this is how it is, this is how it will always be, and you can't change it. This is the deal that you have accepted. The CRM team will always convince you that their company is right and you are wrong. What happened to that mantra? The customer is always right. That mantra gets tossed out by the CRM team. So, your relationship with the builder entity, that is the company, be it Lodha, Runwal, Godrej, or any number of companies whose names I can just throw up, the relationship is seriously fucked up. Once the honeymoon period is over, you are going to find that you don't like being in that relationship. When you are choosing a flat, the whole relationship is about, sir, we are going to do the best to serve you, and we promise you this and we promise you that, and amenities and all these things. So basically, you are convinced that you're getting a great deal, a fantastic deal. After you have swiped the token, paid the booking amount, entered into agreement, or sometimes even before you enter into an agreement, the builder's color changes. Once Your money is with them, the color changes. And this is normalized. This behavior is normalized. So you're basically dealing with a two-faced organization. One which treats you very nicely before you swipe the card, and then treats you very shabbily after you swipe the card. So, what is our normal word for a human being who behaves like this? We call him mad. We call him schizophrenic. We say this is a two-face. We call it duplicity. Common word is cheating. We say this all the time. He cheated me. Why? We say this about in relationships also. Some people show this pattern in relationships. Until you enter into a relationship with them, they are amazing. And then once you enter into a relationship with them, they are abusive. Okay? They start demanding from you. Their demand becomes more and more impossible to fulfill and satisfy. And the relationship becomes completely unrewarding. Now, this is the common experience. People swipe a token. People enter into a relationship with a business, with a company like Lodha or Runwal, Godrej, Oberoi, and so on and so forth. Rustomji, Shapurji, Palonji, or some small people, small brands. Now, we are not going to call out the small brands because the small brands don't matter. They are not brands. They're just small builders. But let's talk about the big ones. The big guys, they use words like good corporate governance. They have CRM, corporate, they have this budget for doing good work. Okay. So they have, they fund NGOs and they will show themselves as being very good citizens. But are they good citizens? No, they are not. They are not good citizens. They have a very duplicitous way, a very creepy, cheating way of dealing with their own customers. And not only their customers, they also have a creepy way of dealing with other parties who are involved with them, including channel partners. Channel partners feel cheated. Okay, contractors feel cheated. They cheat contractors. So numerous parties who are in dealings with builders get one impression. There's a nice face which you see in the advertisements. There's a very ugly face which you see in your dealings with this entity after you have entered into the dealing. What do we call this in real life? We call this schizophrenia. We call this a split personality. We call this basically not a good person to deal with. Schizophrenia is a madness. Are these companies mad? Well, I don't know, but they certainly act insane because they have one type of personality for the public and another type of personality for the people whom they often refer to as family. You will, if you swipe and pay the token for a flat with Godrej or Runwal or Lodha, you will receive a welcome email, an onboarding email, and they may even refer to you as welcome to the Lodha family, welcome to the Runwal family. You will get this. But once you are family, they are abusive. The experience of being at the receiving end of CRM team is horrible for most people. Even if you don't have a problem, if the CRM team is trying to make you pay money, they do horrible things with you. They follow you up like crazy. They will badger you. They will send you notices. You will feel that you've done a wrong thing by just booking a flat with them. It feels like being a criminal, or like it is as if you owe them money. Well, you do owe them to pay, but you don't owe them. They have not lent it to you. You are their customer and you are paying them a handsome amount of money for a flat which you don't know, you have not seen, you bought completely on trust. So what kind of dealing is this? It is abusive dealing. They will send you emails, and the email will say all sorts of things. It will say we will forfeit your amount, you will have no claim, and your agreement will be cancelled, and all. Who does this? What kind of organizations will abuse you, will threaten you with terrible consequences? Well, it has such behavior has been normalized in the real estate industry. Real estate industry does this kind of thing with its customers all the time. All the time. The sales guys, they lie to you. They outright lie to you. They will give you assurances which they have no power to give you. They will promise you anything. And even if you tell their management that they have lied to you, the management will not believe you. Even if you prove to the management that they have lied to you, the management, the company higher ups, if you can reach them, will never accept that their company has cheated you. They will always pass the buck. They will never accept that you were given a false picture when you were made to sign on a written contract. See, what happens is, what is written in a contract, what is written in an agreement, or even in the application form, you usually don't have the time to read it. So you trust the sales guy. Now, why do you trust him? Well, because you are sitting there in that builder's office because you generally have a positive feeling, a positive opinion of that builder. That is why you are in their sales office. That is why you are considering buying a flat from them. And so you have a positive feeling towards the person, the salesperson, and you are not going to look at what he is saying with doubt, with suspicion. I'll give you examples of the lies that they say. For example, they will tell you lies like, "Sir, don't worry, your token is refundable. Sir, don't worry, booking amount is refundable." If you specifically ask a question, "Sir, मैं हूं ना," you come to me. "Sir, I will do everything in my power to assist you. Everything, sir. Sir, मैं बहुत help करूंगा, sir." Another example of lies. Some guys who look like they belong to the bank, ICICI or HDFC or whichever bank, will come to you and talk with you, and you'll think they are from the bank. They are introduced, they will hand you their cards. And guess what? They are not from the bank. They are really outsiders. They are a bunch of people called direct sales agents. The bank will disown them. The bank will say, "Well, we are not responsible for what these guys say." And these guys will convince you that you are eligible for a loan. Right there in the sales office. Are you eligible? You may later on find out you are not eligible for that loan. Why? So many reasons. Maybe your CIBIL score isn't good enough. Or maybe your salary isn't good enough. Or maybe your business income isn't good enough. Whatever. There are so many reasons why you may not be, or it may be a bank policy. You may not be eligible for a loan. That flat may not be for you, but you are made to swipe the token because you were convinced by these guys that you will get this loan, sir. Don't worry, sir. We will handle it, sir. The bank guys and the builder guys come together in the office to convince you, "Don't worry, sir. You just swipe the token. We will take care of everything else. You will only have to come and sign. That's all, sir. Otherwise, you go and focus on your business. You focus on your work and career, sir. Don't worry about a thing. We will handle everything." Is it true? Usually not true. It's often a lie. It's quite often a lie. They don't handle it. They may mishandle it. They may dangerously mishandle it. Or you find that you are not eligible for a particular loan which they convinced you about. They told you you are eligible for a loan of 50 lakhs. You later on find you are only eligible for 30 lakhs. Now, if you are only eligible for 30 lakhs, what are you going to do? How are you going to pay the loan? How are you going to pay the EMI of that flat, the installment of that flat? Or how are you going to pay the value of the flat when you realize, oh, I had calculated 50 lakhs. I'm eligible for 50 lakhs. I'm getting only 30 lakhs. What am I going to do for that gap of 20 lakhs? Where am I going to get it? But then you already swiped the token. You already given the booking amount. And then they say, sorry sir, it will be forfeited. Sales guys may not tell you this. Sales guys will not be contactable. Now this kind of behavior, this is duplicity, this is cheating. This is criminal. They tell you stuff that is not there. They will say, sir, the flat will be available in 2021, sir. And you may find, oh, actually they have declared to RERA that it is 2025. Can you get them punished for lying to you? You can't. They should be punished for lying to you. But the builder doesn't punish them. The builder wants them to lie to you. The company wants them to lie to you and convince you to swipe a token. This is criminal activity and it is normalized. It is completely normalized. They will sell you a project which has been mortgaged to another entity and they will conceal the fact from you. There are all kind of toxic terms and conditions within the agreement or even before the agreement in the allotment letter or the application form. Toxic. It is harmful to you. Hiding it amounts to a malicious act. Hiding these terms and conditions which are harmful to you or sugarcoating them by saying things like, मैं हूं ना सर, सर ये सब आपके लिए नहीं है सर, सर आपको अप्लाई नहीं होता है ये सब, ये दूसरों के लिए है. What is this? This amounts to a very malicious act of cheating and getting you into a very dangerous place in life, where you stand to lose a large chunk of your savings. They convince you. What is this? It is criminal activity. This is outright criminal activity. It has been normalized in society. And if I know I'm sounding very angry, but the common man says, sir, ये तो normal है sir. बिल्डर लोग cheating करते हैं, ये तो सबको पता है. It has been normalized. It's considered normal. People don't want to see, there are people who have been cheated of 20-30 lakh rupees. Huge amount of money, entire life savings, 50 lakh rupees. And they are not even interested in seeing the builder go to jail. They say, sir, वो हमारा पैसा लौटा देगा तो बस हो गया, बहुत हो गया. It has been normalized to such an extent that the people expect the builder to be a cheat. And they say that's okay. That's perfectly okay. Why? Because he's a builder, sir. वो ऐसे ही होते हैं. They are builders. So, if a builder does something wrong, it has become normalized. It is considered okay. People don't want to see them go to jail. People don't want to see them punished. People don't want those companies to be penalized by the courts. They say, oh sir, वो पैसे हमको वापस दे देंगे या थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट दे देंगे तो बहुत हो गया. That's enough. And let him give my flat to me, sir. बहुत हो गया, sir. I'll be happy. So it has been normalized to such an extent that you, the common man, you, the flat buyer, you, the guys who are severely exploited and abused in this relationship, you say it's okay. Is it? Is it okay, or is it time to call it out? Please reflect. I'm Krish, the Urban Naxal, your friend. And I hope that at least some of you will not get into this toxic relationship with builders, because you will understand how you're being exploited, how you're being cheated. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.